to the UpCycled Canada podcast. I'm Jennifer, and together with my husband Dave, we started with an idea, worked on it as a side hustle, and grew it into our first eco-friendly store. At UpCycled Canada, we repurpose, refinish, and reuse discarded items, giving them new life. Sit in on the conversation as we continue to grow from a small side hustle into something much more. Special guests will drop by and share their journey with you as well. This is the most eco-friendly small business podcast in your favorites. This is UpCycled Canada, where yesterday's items are reborn. Let's do this.
Welcome back to the UpCycled Canada podcast. Ta-da! We're back. So today, a little different. Jen's at work. Again, I'm completely unsupervised. She trusts me, I guess. Today, I'm going to answer some questions that have been coming in to us, social media, emails, comments from listeners of the podcast. Happy to do this. Here we go. I got lots of answers for you. You got lots of questions. I got lots of answers. Let's make this work. Here we go on the UpCycled Canada podcast. Thanks for listening. All right, so threw in some music here as well. Hey, it's nice, right? We've been getting questions. First of all, we're like over 2,500 downloads. We're in 57 countries now. Thank you so much for listening, where you are in the world. Thank you very much. Really appreciate everyone that listens and shares the show with their family and friends. So, questions have been coming in to Jen and I thought, hey, seeing that Jen's at work right now, I would jump on and start answering some of these questions that come in and maybe capture the answers and put them on the podcast. So here you go. All right. So if this is your question and you send it in, thank you, by the way. Thanks for reaching out. So question number one I got was, when did you guys start? So Jen and I started UpCycled Canada back in 2014. We both had 3 part-time jobs each, so 6 part-time jobs. Young family, no medical benefits when you work part-time here in Canada. So to get the kids to the dentist or medicine or whatever, we needed a little more income. So instead of going after a 4th part-time job for myself, which would be 7th job combined with Jen, I decided that we would stop working for somebody else and spend our efforts trying to make something for ourselves. So we created UpCycled Canada, and we had no money, we had no tools, we had no know-how, we had no supplies, no materials. So we started picking up stuff that we could salvage and repurposing it. And that's how UpCycled Canada. And our new business cards will show our, since 2014 on there. So, yeah, we're pretty happy with that. So that is, when did we start? Okay, number 2. Do you guys do custom work? Yes. We do a lot of custom work for people. Some pretty unique items too, and we've been entrusted with people's personal items to work on and return to them in a different form. So that's always a little intimidating in that this belongs to somebody else. And if we mess up, we mess up, and that's not good. So yeah, we do custom work all the time. If you need a sign or something for your cottage or home, a gift, retirement gift, wedding, yeah, reach out to us. We always love doing custom work. So we always bring you in on the process and, yeah, give us a clear timeline of what you need and we can definitely make it for you. Jen is a wizard at creating stuff that's just spectacular. So if we can do a custom project for you, we would love to do that. So thank you for the question. Yes, we do custom work. Okay, next one I had here was, what are some of the strangest things you guys have done in the past for UpCycled Canada? So, good question. We've painted steps for a wedding at a mansion for a wedding pictures. They wanted words on each of the risers of the steps. So Jen actually had to lay on the ground and hand paint. Yes, we hand paint. We don't stencil people. Come on. We don't paint over a stencil and peel it off and ta-da, we're done. That was a lot of hard work. No, we actually do this by hand. So we can paint anywhere. We've painted on store windows and steps, and Jen's painted in someone's living room and their home. Jen painted the logos in the store. So yeah, we do weird things like that, and we love that because it's something we never really planned on doing, but we can do it. Yes, we can. We love doing that. We've done, we repaint items for people. We had a family give us a sign that was salvaged from a restaurant in British Columbia. They brought it to Ontario, asked us to recreate the sign. We actually peeled off paint flakes from the original item, matched the paint flakes, and recreated a family restaurant sign that was basically falling apart, and gave it back to the family. That was rewarding for sure. Lots of great stuff like that. Yes. So strange items, we've done many. Okay, next question here is awards. Have you guys ever been given an award? Yes, thank you. We've won in our area of the world several community awards. One for graphic design. We win this one numerous years in a row. We go up against people who wrap cars and do billboards and all that great fancy stuff. We're really impressed with what they do, but we somehow win for hand painting signs. I don't know how we do it, quite honestly, but we keep winning, and we're so grateful and we're thankful because the community votes for that, and we've been awarded that. We've won for Best Boutique, Home Decor Store, and Gift Shop. So that's always meaningful, right? When you open a little store and the community gives you that praise, we appreciate that. So yes, we've won some awards. We're grateful for any time somebody takes the moment to acknowledge us or vote for us. Thank you. We proudly display our awards in the store. Drop by and see them sometime. Come on, come out to the store. You really need to come to the store. The next question I have was, do you guys donate? Yes. As a small business, we are committed to our community, committed to fundraising initiatives in our community. We do stag and doe gifts, we do golf tournament gifts, retirement gifts, all that stuff. We love being able to donate, and our donations help to raise money for events, fundraisers. We're really about our community, and I don't think you're going to get that from a big box store. Come to a small business. They support the community because we live here. This is our home. Those big box stores, they don't care about you. They love your money. Anyways, we love your money too, but we could always use more of that. Come on by at the store. Tips for small business owners. That's a good question. Tips for small business. Jen might have completely different answers to all of these, but anyways, I'll continue. Tips for small business owners. Be sure your passion is long-term. For those days where you don't have a single customer come into your store and you sit alone in the store, just remember that why you're doing what you're doing. Why it's important to you. Yeah. Somebody asked too, what would you tell yourself starting over? Community is a very important. The community you live in, the community that you build around your store, around your side hustle, at vendor events, whatever that is. Your community is important, and your online community equally important. So don't be afraid to build that Facebook group, Facebook page, Instagram, TikTok, website, whatever that is. Build your community. They'll be there for you. Yeah. All right. Next, who inspires you? Nice question. We are inspired by other makers in our space that do similar things, that want to divert items from the landfill, that are creative, can come up with great new things. Yeah, there's so many people. Nick at Do Re Mi, Pam at Maritime Moose, Gemma, Revive the Tea, John Lyons, Hockey Stick Man, Hockey Stick Guy. We have Samantha, who always listens. Hi, Samantha, at tunebird.ca. We have Funky Upbeat Designs. What? Yeah, they're amazing. There's so many people, and I know, obviously, I haven't mentioned everybody. Ray out at I Used to Be a Pallet out in BC. So there's so many people that we have met. Stan down there, saving pianos from the landfill. The people we meet through the podcast, I think, are also quite astounding to us. We love hearing your stories, love having you on as guests, and yeah. So those are who inspire us. Help us to continue to push on, even on those days, like I said, when not a single person comes in the store and we're sitting there figuring out how we're going to pay our lease with no sales. We get inspired by the people around us in our community. So thank you. Thanks for inspiring us, guys. Appreciate that. Why a podcast? We started the podcast during pandemic. We had some free time when the store was closed for 6 months straight. So we created the podcast to stay in touch with our audience who have purchased items and take them home with them. Our products are around the world, and we're thankful for that. So we wanted just to be in touch and keep that communication line open, still build community when we were forced to be closed, because we are non-essential, which is great because, my lease to my landlord is essential, but I'm not. So anyways, I digress. Future goals. Well, this was an interesting question when it came in. It's one of the podcast listeners asking about, what are your future goals, guys? We would love to grow and expand, maybe open more stores, maybe have a bigger location than where we are right now. Kind of have like a hallway with a classroom at the back. That's what our store feels like. So we have limitations on how many vendors we can have, how big the products can be, how many donations we can take in because of the space of the store. So maybe that's in our future. I'm not sure. We're always keeping our ears and our eyes open for what's next. We'd love to hear from you guys. We'd love to have another location, another province or territory. What we do is really easy to duplicate and replicate in a different place. So UpCycled Canada is poised to grow, and we hope we can do that, even with all the limitations of customers who come and go and pandemics and all that. The vendors in your store, can you tell us more about them? Yes, our vendors are Canadian-made products, Canadian vendors, and we are all on the journey of repurposing. We have a couple vendors who are additional that come in and help support and offer things like coffee and candles and a couple special projects that we bring people in to help us with so that we can meet the needs of our customers. So we always encourage that. We're never going to, as long as it fits with the theme of our store, we would love to have more vendors. Again, we have a space limitation in the store, so we try to not duplicate. We try not to, have too many vendors doing the same thing, so that our vendors have the prime space in the store. So yeah, that's where our stores are. This question really got me. What is one of the big lessons that you've learned so far? This one might sting a little, but don't trust your friends and families to be your customers for the long term. I've had a lot of great friends and family that have come around us at the beginning stages and have drifted away, which can be very disheartening. So instead of trusting your friends and family to be your customers, make your customers your friends and family. Pour into your customers. Anytime a new customer comes into our store, we love to treat them with respect and encourage them and want to hear their story and how we can serve them best. Don't worry about the friends and family that fade away, who say they support you and you get a random like on some of your posts, but they never come to the store. Don't worry about them. Focus on the people that are standing in front of you. That is my biggest lesson that I've learned. Don't lament over the people that didn't show up. Focus on the people who do. And those are the most important people at that moment. And that's who we focus on. Big lesson I've learned. Dave, tell me about your social media. What's important to you guys? So I've shared this in other forums. I've heard people say that you need a short form content and a long form content home for your audience. Great. That's awesome. That's the minimum. What I would say is if you ever go to a horse race and you want to win, put money on every single horse in that race. Guaranteed win. You will win. Somebody has to cross the finish line somehow. You will win. You'll spend a lot of money. You'll learn a lot about the horses. And you'll learn a lot about horse racing, but you will win. And I think if you put all your money into one thing like Facebook or LinkedIn or TikTok or Instagram or Pinterest, you put all your attention into one thing, you might be missing a bigger audience. A great example, Paige. Hi, Paige. Paige came to us at 13 years of age, not our typical demographic for our store. And had I not been able to embrace Paige as a customer and through social media and whatever that is, I would have missed an opportunity with Paige. And now at 15, she's with us in the store, serving our customers and our vendors. And we really appreciate having Paige with us. So put your money on everything and figure out what works for you, for your side hustle, your small business, your whatever you're up to. Figure out what works for you and just weed off the things that aren't your audience. But you need to find your audience first. Don't assume. You know what that stands for. Bad advice that we've been given. I've had actually some family members tell us to give up. Especially when the pandemic hit, or when I first quit my full-time job to open the store. Some shaking of heads, eye rolling, and deep concern that we would fail. And what happens if you fail? That's probably the worst advice I've ever had, is to give up on our dream. And we hope to one day disprove those thoughts and those words and show people that UpCycled Canada is here to stay. And that's my dream. That's Jen's dream. Current struggle we have right now in our business, somebody asks, staffing, in that I can't be at the store every day 9 a.m. till midnight, or 9 till 10 p.m., 7 days a week, because I actually have to work at night to help support the store in our quiet times. So we're looking at having some volunteers come and help us, which would be great. We can open more often, for longer periods of time, more days, and we're doing our best. So I know there's been people come to the store beginning of the week or on a Sunday, and the store's closed, and you're frustrated, apologize, but just understand that we're working. Well, myself, I'm working probably about 80 hours a week right now, trying to keep everything afloat. And we can use patience from you, and we appreciate your patience. And if you're interested in helping us in the store, reach out. Let us know. We'll do whatever we can to support you in helping us. But right now, we're looking for volunteers to help the store run. Advice for side hustlers. Make sure you build up your business and yourself as a person before you quit your job. Make sure that you don't put all the stress of your financial worries and your mortgage and your groceries and your car payment on your side hustle or new business right at the beginning, because that will hurt and make things very difficult. Try to learn as much as you can in the job that you're in. Take every course they offer. Take that Microsoft Excel course. Take the PowerPoint course. Learn the Canva class. Sign up for everything that your employer is offering to you, and use those to learn and grow yourself, and take those abilities that you learn, that your boss pays you to learn, take them to your job. Listen to podcasts, read books, do as much as you can in life. Somebody told me a long time ago, treat life like it's a sweater that collects lint. Let things stick to you. When you hear a good story, Write it down. Capture it. Let it stick to you. When you have a great experience, let that stick to you. When you hear a sign in words in a song or a line in a movie or a TV show that just hit you, don't slouch it off or think you'll remember it tomorrow. Write it down. Capture it. Let things stick to you like lint on a sweater. Let these things stick to you all the time. It's important. That's my advice. So there's a few questions that people have asked us. I do want to do a quick shout out to one of my friends at work, Kathy. Hi, Kathy. Kathy listens to the podcast while she's at work. We both work overnights. Kathy works super hard. She's a great friend at work, a great encourager, and a super nice person. So Kathy, hello. Hope that makes you smile, Kathy. Everyone, thank you for listening to the podcast. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for all the shares, all the comments, all the questions that you've sent in for us to answer today. On behalf of Jen, who's at work again, thank you. And on behalf of Paige as well. If you're in Niagara, if you're in Southern Ontario, watch for us at events, watch for the store, come by the store, and say hello. Please come in. We would love to talk to you. Share this podcast. Help us to grow the podcast. And to all our guests that have been here in the past, we appreciate every single one of you. And to the future guests coming on the show, welcome to the UpCycled Canada podcast. It's so great to have this community around us. You guys mean more to us than you'll ever know. And we're looking forward to the next episode. I promise, Jen will be back for the next episode. Her ears are probably ringing right now and she's shaking her head. Jen will be back for the next one. Thank you guys so much. The UpCycled Canada podcast, coming to you with beautiful background music and Dave all by himself, but feeling the love today. You guys are great. Cheers from Dave, Jen, Paige, all of our vendors at UpCycled Canada, to all the listeners, all our guests. You guys rock. I'm going to bed because I got to sleep. I got to work tonight. So that's it for that. Talk soon, okay, guys? Cheers to you, your family. Happy July. Let's do this. UpCycled Canada.
This has been the UpCycled Canada podcast. Thanks for listening today. We appreciate your feedback and would love to connect with you. Email your questions, comments, or suggestions to upcycledcanadapodcast@gmail.com. To find out more about our business and access links to all our social media sites, podcast notes, and more, please visit upcycledcanada.ca. A review of this episode on the podcast app of your choice is always appreciated. Please help us build this community by sharing our podcast with your family and friends. Our thanks to Jacob Moon for the instrumental backing track used in this podcast. Please visit jacobmoon.com for more on this talented Canadian artist. Join us again for more great topics, ideas, and practical steps to help you in your daily life. Thank you for listening. Let's keep this conversation going.
Hey, this is Dave. You're like, what's this music? I thought the podcast was over. Well, it is. This is actually an ad. Oh, you're like, an ad. But this is different. This is for another podcast called, ready? Dad Space. Dad Space is a podcast created for dads by dads. Head over to dadspace.ca for all the information. And we would love, if you know a dad, if you are a dad, if you've ever had a dad, if you know a new dad, a current dad, a empty nest dad, we have a podcast just for dads. And I'd love to share it with you and to share it with a special dad in your life dadspace.ca. Thank you for listening to the podcast you've already been listening to. But if you want a little bit more podcasting greatness, check out dadspace.ca, dadspace.ca, for all the goodness for your favorite dad. Aw, it's like a Father's Day present every day. We'll see you over at dadspace.ca. Thanks for listening to all of our podcasts, and we'll talk soon. This is Dave, and I'll meet you at dadspace.ca. Cheers. And now we dance.